You are a fucking little whiny little bitch. These little pussies, these motherfuckers, you fucking idiots, fucking little twiggy ass bitch. You guys are some losers, man. You are some fucking losers. But you pussy ass fucking and his little fuckboy regressive buddies. Get off the fucking internet, you sorry sad excuse for a fucking man.
Sorry sad excuse for a fucking man.
So I'm sitting here about 120 feet up in the air, and apparently, a fun little fact, if you drink kangaroo semen, this is your definition of a pussy. So it's an interesting take on the word. I'm not too sure how it actually works. It seems like the more balls you have, the bigger a pussy you are. So interesting.
Hey everybody, so today's video is going to be a video response, and I'm going to be responding to somebody called the Non-Believer. Now this guy is probably one of the most whiniest, weaselly little fuckers that I've met on the internet in a long time. So without further ado, let's go and take a look at his video. So before we continue, as always, links to the videos I mention in this video in the underbar, along with this, the original video that has been that I'm going to refute by Non-Believer, and the video is entitled Response to the Canadian Atheist video on AIU, and already, as you can see, there is an issue on the screen. So it reads, "Hey Josh Banco, you're a pussy." Now I take issue with this because this is projection. Non-Believer is calling Josh a pussy, even though Josh went into a hangout not 2 weeks ago with Devon Tracy, Anthony Kay, and a few others. There was 6 of them against Josh, and he went into the hangout and he defended his position quite well, actually. So the accusation that Non-Believer is calling Josh a pussy is complete and utter bullshit. It's just a pure ad hominem attack, and it's a smear against his character. It really is. And the ironic thing is, Josh, once again, last night, was sat in a hangout with 2 other people, which would have been Uzulu and Devil's Advocate, waiting for people to come into that hangout and defend their positions, because they're quite willing to discuss the issues. They're quite willing to have a debate with these people. It just seems that the flying monkeys, have took their little tails between their legs and have decided not to engage in what they call the opposition, because they know if they do, they're going to get their arses handed to them, as the first Troll on Trial hangout proved. And it's also ironic that Anthony Kay has been going around discouraging people from taking part in this hangout of Josh's, mainly because of what happened in the first hangout, that the people that went in there got their arses handed to them quite well and truly. And not only that, Anthony Kay once again advocating for a false flagging campaign and asking people to rate down the hangout even before it had fucking started, which kind of shows me the mentality of Anthony Kay. He's a fucking pussy. So when you talk about pussies, Non-Believer, you've got plenty on your own side of the debate. You really have. Yeah, there is a fucking problem, and it's right smack bang in the middle of your fucking group called Devon Tracy. This is another interesting thing. This is tribalism. The monkeys notice you. That's supposed to be some kind of intimidation, some kind of gesture of, we're grand, well, we've noticed you now, be wary of us. The ironic thing is that the term flying monkey actually comes from a psychological term which refers to the followers of a narcissist. Quite ironic, really. And the other thing that I find quite funny is the fact that in the movie The Wizard of Oz, the flying monkeys are defeated by a 12-year-old girl and her dog with the aid of some magical flowers. Not exactly a group name I'll be choosing to intimidate people, really. So this one reads, You will not win, so give up, Josh. So this is referring to Josh's claim to victory over Devon. Now we're going to get into this a bit more as the video goes along. I'm not going to mention it here. But what Josh did was he presented an argument and a position that Devon held in the past and compared it to an argument and position that he now holds, and pointed out the backpedaling and the hypocrisy within that space of time. That is why Josh is claiming victory over Devon, and it's going to become apparent as the video goes along why Josh is stating this.
I'm see me, I'm promised. It's kind of like the eyes, stripping off into your eyelids when it be violence. I don't see your team, cause them niggas be invisible as some smileys. Nigga, we my team needs some grinders.
What's up, guys? The non-believer. Do you guys smell that? It smells like pussy. Some stank-ass Canadian pussy. Oh, wait, that's just Josh, the Canadian atheist.
The ironic thing is, right, this guy's calling Josh a pussy. Now, for over a week now, there's been a hangout waiting to happen. It happened last night, and I'm sure that Non-Believer knew about it, and he was even invited to it last night. They sent him the link to the hangout. Now, for whatever reason, he couldn't attend the hangout, but you know, the opportunity was there for this non-believer guy to go into the hangout and face Josh and address this argument. But this guy chose not to, and he's not the first person to turn down the opportunity to have a rational discussion with somebody. Just recently, this guy turned down the offer to have a debate with Nathan Vortex. I think the thing was that he only hangs around with the people that he agrees with. And that is just fucking bullshit. This guy is supposed to be a skeptic, and yet he's willing to close off one side of the discussion in favour of only hanging around with people that he agrees with. That is the very definition of an echo chamber. But once you close yourself off to opposed opinion, then you can never move forward in your own opinion. You can never have your opinion challenged on anything, and that's when you become dogmatic. That's when you become like the religious.
And his little fuckboy regressive buddies. These little pussies are now claiming victory over Devin Tracy, Atheist Rue. Atheism is unstoppable. They are making it their sole mission in fucking life to make Devin Tracy admit that there's problems in the black community. And just because Devin Tracy didn't point those problems out beforehand, when he was just laying out the stats straight from the FBI's web.
Whoa. It's not just that Devin wasn't addressing the causes of crime. He was actively calling people who did address the causes of crime regressive pussies. He accused them of making excuses for black crime, which, to my knowledge, that's not what anybody is doing with Oozaloo, Tom, Devil's Advocate. They're not doing that. Like myself, I'm not doing that either, and neither is Vortex. We all admit that if you commit a crime, if you're a criminal, and you make the moral judgment to be a criminal and commit crime, you should be punished for that. You should receive a punishment that's proportional to the crime that you've committed. We're not making excuses for criminals. They deserve to be punished. And I don't think anybody that was in that hangout last night would disagree with me on that. What we are saying is that in order to understand a problem, we have to look at the causes of the problem also. And that's what we're talking about. We're talking about poverty, poor education, bad opportunities, that sort of thing. These are the contributing factors to crime. Now, not everybody is going to be affected by that. There are going to be some people out there that are just going to be criminal for the sake of being criminal. Doesn't matter what background they've come from, they're just going to be criminal. And that is true. But it's also true that if we look at the black crime stats, and we do a correlation between that and the fact that those areas are most deprived, where those high crime stats are, then the connection's already been made between poverty, poor education, and poor healthcare, between that and crime anyway. That's already been established. So when you say, well, I'm not going to fuck the causes of crime, like Devon has said in the past, he said that. He said, fuck the causes of crime. I don't care what background these people have had. To some people, that could look very prejudiced, because you're ignoring factors within that community.
Sorry. Just because he didn't point out that, oh yeah, the issue is poverty and socioeconomics, just because he didn't point that shit out, these motherfuckers are making it their mission to call him a racist.
No, I don't call Devon racist. I think Josh has called Devon racist in the past, but recently his position has changed. If you'd have bothered to come in the hangout, you'd have found that out. If you'd have asked Josh to his face if he thinks Devon is a racist, you would have found out that he doesn't think that anymore. His position has changed, which is what happens to people when they're open to all the opinions. Like I said before, once you close yourself off to one side of the debate and you don't accept it, you don't listen to it, you don't want to listen to it, then you're only getting one side of the story. And that's when misconceptions can happen about people.
And just now they think that they have won because Devin Tracy apparently in a hangout, he said, okay, so you want to talk about why and what I would do? So Devin lays out something.
That's the only thing that's ever been brought into question. The only thing Josh wanted to do was for Devon to acknowledge the fact that there are issues, there are factors, there are causes that are the reason why in certain places there are high crime rates as opposed to others. And for you to say that, oh, now he wants to acknowledge it and so it's okay, is bullshit. Because before he was saying, well, these factors don't really matter. Fuck the matters. Fuck the causes. Anybody who brings up the causes is a regressive pussy. They're trying to make excuses for black people committing crime, which is bullshit. Nobody that I know of that is involved with this debate that you are talking about in this video has ever made excuses for black people committing crime. We're just acknowledging the causes of crime, which are two totally different fucking things, you fucking prick.
Things that he thinks will help change and make this country a better place. And now they're saying, ha, we won, victory! He fucking admitted he would have called himself a regressive 4 months ago.
That's because he would have. Because Devon 4 months ago was saying that people who brought these issues up, who said, look, this is how we tackle the high crime rate in deprived areas. We tackle the issue of poverty. We tackle the issue of poor education. We tackle the issue of poor education. We tackle the issue of not a lot of opportunities for the people in those areas. And we improve the situation for them. Because this is how we start to reduce the crime rate. If we give people alternatives to a life of crime, we can reduce those stats. I'm not saying that everybody in that area is going to take the opportunity to not be a criminal. Like I've said before, there are going to be people who are going to be criminal no matter what you do for them. But it's a proven fact that if you can improve the environment that people live in, you can have an effect on the crime rate there. That's a fact. That is something that Devon was calling excuses and wanted to ignore, which made him look prejudiced.
For saying the things that he said, you fucking idiots, man. All of you guys, fucking Vindicator, Oozaloo.
It's over 9,000! What, 9,000?
You little fucking Twinkie ass twat.
Just look at the rage veins in that neck. This guy is so fucking butthurt. He really is.
Fucking little Twiggy ass bitch. Josh, a Canadian atheist, fuck you, man. You guys are
Leave Billy alone!
fucking losers.
Citations needed. Why are we losers? Are we losers for merely pointing out that somebody is factually wrong in their argument? Is that being a loser? Or is it just because you don't like the fact that somebody you like on the internet is being criticised?
Have you guys even seen an African American person before?
What the fuck does that have to do with anything?
What are you trying to do? What are you trying to prove? Why are you making this your mission in your life?
So what was your point with the African American thing? You just stated it and then didn't elaborate on why that's important to the discussion. You fucking mong.
To slander this guy.
No. He hasn't been slandered. The only thing that Josh did, like I said before, was take an older argument, an older position that Devon held, and then compared it to the recent hangout where he stated that, you know, if he was in charge, that he would address the causes that we've been saying all along. The issues of poverty, bad education, poor healthcare, no opportunities. He said he would address those things, yet in the past he's called people that brought those factors up regressive pussies. How is that taking him out of context? That's proving that he's backpedaled on his position and is being hypocritical. That's not taking him out of context at all. Have you any idea what taking somebody out of context fucking is, you retard?
Devon Tracy simply stated that, according to the facts, black people are insanely more criminal. Of course he is talking about the black people that...
With regards to the stats, with regards to the graph that he keeps bringing up also, Devon Tracy has been misrepresenting those statistics, as the disclaimer on the FBI statistics states. Also, the graphs that he brings up in his videos are mathematically wrong. I'll leave a link in the underbar to a video by Demon Blue, who actually shreds those graphs and actually points out the errors within them.
actually commit the crimes. Of course he's not talking about every single fucking black person. Of course he's not talking about the pygmy...
And to be honest with you, none of us are actually saying that he is. I will say that his arguments were poorly worded. They were poorly made arguments. He didn't elaborate on who he was talking about in the very first video, which led to the Amazing Atheist calling Atheist Roo a fucking racist. He didn't say in the very first video he was talking about a small minority within the black community, which is why subsequently Atheist Roo had to make several fucking clarification videos stating what he did actually fucking mean.
Has anything to do with criminality. That's fucking ignorant. That's stupid. And you are the fucking racist for thinking that shit.
Again, that's a complete straw man. That's not an argument we're actually making. And again, you haven't provided any evidence that's what we're actually saying at all. It's just your assumption.
Why does he need to fucking point this out? It is a general statement. Black people are insanely more criminal. You guys took him out of context. You quote mined him.
No, we didn't. I don't think you know what taking something out of context is. I don't think you understand what quote mining is either. Josh showed Devon in complete context in his arguments in that video. He even provided more evidence in the underbar to that video of Devon going into more detail about what he was saying. So he didn't take him out of context at all. In fact, he provided evidence that put him in context to what Josh was saying. You don't know what the fuck you are talking about. You've got the IQ of a fucking Lego brick, you fucking twat.
Listen to the whole video. He's talking about fucking black criminals. Okay, that sounds like some fucking crazy ass statement, doesn't it? To all you political correct pussies out there, all you
Oh my god. Can you believe it? This guy's calling me politically correct. I take it you've never seen any of my videos, non-believer. I couldn't be any further from being politically correct at all. In fact, I've been attacked by social justice warriors for not being politically correct. I've called this bullshit term out of Islamophobia. I've called out Islam for the bullshit that it is. I've called out Steve Shives on his fucking social justice warrior bollocks. The same with Kevin Logan. And you've got the nerve to sit there and call me a fucking PC pussy or whatever. Again, you know nothing about me. It's just a fucking asserted slur out of ignorance on your part, you fucking cockend.
White guilt-ridden little bitches.
Here come the buzzwords. You're a white, guilt-ridden little bitches. You know nothing about me. You're just trying to emulate Devon fucking Tracy. And, you know, you're a poor substitute. You're like Devon Tracy light, without the charisma or the fucking... I won't say intelligence, because Devon's not fucking intelligent. He's as thick as two short fucking planks.
You can't handle statements like that, but it is a logical statement directly from statistics. Years and years of statistics.
That have been interpreted incorrectly, as stated by the FBI disclaimer on those statistics that says that you have to take the causes and factors of crime into consideration also when looking at those stats and when looking at the why there is such a high crime rate within certain ethnic groups within the USA. Which is something Devon completely fucking ignores. He says he doesn't give a fuck about those causes. That's why he was pulled up on it. That's what made him look fucking prejudiced.
But you pussy-ass fucking liberals, I mean, I'm a liberal too, but I don't know what the fuck is going on with the liberal camp.
I'll tell you what's going on with the liberal camp. You've got people like me, Oozaloo, Nathan, Vortex, and Josh, who are critical of everybody, no matter who they are. And we criticise them, just as much as I criticise Steve Shives, Kevin Logan, or anybody else. If somebody makes a shit argument within my community, then I'm going to call them out on it, because it makes everybody else look fucking bad. I have to distance myself from people who make fucking poor arguments, or do unethical things on the internet, like Devon Tracy does. Like advocating for false flagging campaigns, advocating for people's personal information to be doxed on the internet. I have to distance myself from those people and call those fuckers out to maintain my credibility when arguing against other people who do that. Don't you get that, you thick cunt?
So we obviously do not agree, and you guys state that Devon Tracy was saying these things in a racist way. Well, you are saying...
No, not at all. Complete strawman argument. None of us are saying that Devon Tracy is racist. At all. And look at the rage in the face again. Look at the butthurt seeping through the fucking face there. You know, you can just see the little salty tears welling up in the eyes there, ready to cry because Devon Tracy's been criticised. Now, this guy, he owes Devon Tracy a lot. This guy's channel has expanded considerably since he's become part of the Flying Monkeys. So he has a biased fucking viewpoint in this, which is quite evident from this fucking video, which is just pure assumption and projection. There's no evidence in this video whatsoever. It's a fucking joke.
In a pussy way. No ands, ifs, or buts about it. You guys think that you have won? Because you got him to talk about the things that he would change if he could to make this a better country. Now you think that you have won?
We've all come to the conclusion, from different angles and I think to different degrees, that he's not worth it anymore. But we've kind of surpassed him.
Well, we beat him, so...
Yeah.
You beat him.
Yeah.
We got him to admit what we've been trying to get him to admit the whole time, and he's changed his position on it. He has.
He has always thought this way. You guys are trying to make a story out of nothing.
No, he hasn't always thought that way. Devin Tracy in the past has said he doesn't give a shit about the causes of crime. He doesn't care about that. So you're lying there, or you just don't know what the fuck you're talking about, or you haven't gone back and done your research and actually found out what Devin has actually said in the past when making that argument.
You're trying to spin this shit like he's a fucking member of the KKK or something.
Complete strawman argument again. None of us are saying that he is a member of the KKK. You're trying to put words in our mouth that we simply are not saying.
Josh, let me tell you something, man. I know your type, bro.
Right, so we're coming to a part of the video where this guy presents no evidence for what he's saying. It's just pure assumption. And the ironic thing is, he was talking about people slandering Devin Tracy before, when in this section of the video, that's exactly what he does to Josh. He slanders Josh because he comes up with this false premise about what Josh actually is as a person and asserts that as what Josh actually is, which is total fucking bullshit.
I know your type. You are a fucking little, whiny little bitch. You are the type of individual that will be friendly to somebody to their face, like, for instance, black people. And you'll be like, yeah, bro, I'm on your side, man. Yeah, the fucking white guy is holding you down. I know exactly what kind of person you are. I can just tell by seeing the little bit I've seen of you. You get around some black people and your guilt just takes over. That's what kind of person you are. But when you go home and you're around your little Canadian buddies with your 8 guns or whatever you have, you're probably like, yeah, fuck them niggers, man. I can't stand these black people. They're all...
Again, that's an assertion backed with absolutely no evidence. That's just your personal assumption of what you think Josh actually is. That is slander. You're slandering Josh now. You're doing the thing that you say was being done to Devin Tracy, which wasn't. But you are actually doing it now in this video.
...was on welfare. I can tell that you are the type of motherfucker that says that shit. You are the racist, Josh.
Citation needed. Evidence to provide that Josh is in fact a racist.
You are the racist for making excuses for the insane violence created by a portion of the black community.
Nobody is making excuses for the insane violence, as you say it, in the black community. We've already gone through this. Stating the causes of crime is not making excuses for crime. It's just acknowledging the fact that there are factors that contribute to the high crime rates within certain communities. Just don't know what the fuck you are talking about. Maybe you should take that band off your head because it looks like it's restricting the oxygen to your fucking brain.
You are the fucking racist, Josh. You think they are beneath you, don't you? Your analogy for why black people commit an insane amount of disproportionate crime compared to all other races in America was that they were like abused dogs and that they were mentally ill. That was your analogy, Josh.
Not another straw man argument. Josh covered this in the Hangout last night. And his analogy was that if you mistreat a dog, if you beat it daily, and you abuse it, you neglect it, then it's probably likely that that dog is going to be a nasty dog. It's going to be aggressive, and it's not going to be very sociable to other dogs or people around it. I know humans are far more complex than a dog, but the analogy fits. The same thing can be said of human beings. If you put them in an environment of abuse and of no opportunities, of poor education, of poverty, then it stands to reason that those people may not grow up being good people. Now, I fully acknowledge that not every person is going to turn out like that. Some people are going to be the exact opposite. Being in that environment may make them want to work harder to get themselves out of that situation. The only thing we're saying is, Let's make it easier for people to do that. Let's give them better education. Let's give them more opportunities. Let's give them better health care, so that we can, give people options other than a life of crime. That's all we're saying, non-believer. We're not making excuses if they choose to make and do crime. No, they should be punished. What we're saying is that we have to tackle the issues as well. There's no point just dealing with the symptoms. That isn't going to solve anything. Just keep putting people in prison is just going to make overcrowded prisons, and then you're going to have even more problems. To deal with a problem, you have to understand what's causing the problem. That's all that we're saying. You people don't seem to get the thing of cause and effect. You think it's two totally different conversations when it's not. It's all one conversation.
Yes, it's an analogy, but you compared it to that, Josh. Because deep down inside, this is what you think. This is how you think about black people.
And where's your evidence for that, non-believer? Where's your evidence to prove that this is how Josh thinks? You won't have a conversation with him. You won't go in a hangout. You just choose to make a video making completely batshit crazy fucking assumptions about the guy without actually getting to know him. You've had, I don't know, a few interactions. You've seen him interact with people on YouTube in a video. That's no way to build up a actual fucking profile of somebody. Some little snippets from fucking hangouts. You have to actually get to know that person and understand them, and you only do that by having continual conversations with that person.
Because you are a fucking racist.
No, he's fucking not. And again, you're slandering him again.
These are human fucking beings, Josh. Trust me, man, they know right from wrong. They don't need your white ass fucking apologizing for them and pretending that you give a fuck. You said it.
He's not apologising for them, and how do you know he doesn't give a fuck about them? You presented no evidence to the contrary.
Yourself, you are doing this for notoriety. You want to be a famous YouTuber, huh, buddy? You sided with the Amazing Atheist when you saw him make a video calling Devin out and calling Devin a racist. You sided with Jacqueline Glenn. You sided with Creationist Cat because these people have a shitload of subscribers. Because Joshy wants to be famous. And you hope that they would notice you.
You know what? In this little tirade, in this little rant, that logic can be used against you too, non-believer. The same argument could be made against you that the only reason you're defending Devin Tracy is because that, you've received a lot of subs from defending him. And you want notoriety, you want fame. Because you're making a video defending Devin Tracy. So like I said, that logic can be used against you too. And don't you think if Josh wanted fame and notoriety, it would be the easiest thing in the world to support Devin Tracy and not go against him and receive notoriety and receive fame from Devin Tracy's fans? It'd be the easiest thing in the world to do. It'd be the easiest thing in the world for any of us to do if that's what we wanted. We'd just think, fuck it, we'll just agree with Devin, because then, we can get notoriety, we can get fame from sucking his cock like you do, non-believer. But we don't do that. Now, why is that? Why is that, non-believer? Is that because we're skeptics and you're fucking not?
Little Canadian atheist. Hey, look at me, everybody. Look at me. I'm on your side. Devin Tracy's a racist. Oh, look.
Again, right? Josh Original's position was that Devin was a racist. He's changed that position. That's what happens when you expose yourself to lots of opinions, to lots of evidence. And you look at the evidence and you weigh it up and you make an informed decision. Because of that, Josh has changed his position. You haven't. You haven't changed your position. You still think Josh is calling Devin a racist when he's not. You're dogmatic. You're like a social justice warrior.
Look at me, I'm Josh, the Canadian atheist. Ooh, ooh, ooh. But you know what, Josh? TJ, the Amazing Atheist, backtracked on him calling Devin a racist. Because TJ knew that the things Devin was saying was right, basically.
I think it's about time that I apologize for calling someone else racist. I called the YouTuber Atheism is Unstoppable for a racist because he said that black people are insanely more criminal than other races, and black people need to stop committing crimes and things like that. I apologize to Atheism is Unstoppable. I hope that we can move on from the pettiness and drama that inspired.
And
You know what? I think the Amazing Atheist is wrong. I don't agree with him. Not that Devon is a racist. I disagree with the fact that he's now endorsing Devon Tracy. I think that's the worst thing he can do, because Devon Tracy is a piece of shit. He's a dox dropping advocator. He's a false flagger advocate. He blocks people. He doesn't like criticism. He's the worst type of fucking atheist on YouTube. He really is. And that's why a lot of people are calling him out, because he's an arsehole. And the only mistake the Amazing Atheist ever made was giving that fuckwit a platform in the first place to grow his fucking channel.
rightfully so, TJ recommends Devin Tracy Atheism is Unstoppable on his fucking YouTube channel. But you...
So fucking what? So fucking what? Is TJ an authority on anything? Or is he just another person on the fucking internet? TJ's not an authority on anything. Whoever he endorses. I disagree with the Amazing Atheist on a lot of things. This included.
You can't handle the fact that TJ the Amazing Atheist came out and apologized to Devin. It just irks you inside, doesn't it? You are like a psychotic ex-girlfriend, Josh, that just can't let go.
The reason Josh isn't letting go is because he faced fucking weeks of abuse from these people. And then Devon goes and backpedals and proves Josh's point all along. That you can't dismiss the causes of crime. Because if you do, it makes you look fucking prejudiced. That's why he didn't let go. Josh stuck to his guns.
You are a fucking stalker. Admit it.
Again, another social justice warrior fucking argument. Conflating criticism with obsession or harassment. That's something Anita Sarkeesian would say. The only thing that I've seen Josh do is a fucking express arguments and give points across to Devon. That's just a way of dismissing the argument by saying, oh, you're just harassing me, you're obsessed. We've seen that from the social justice warriors. It's amazing how you would call me and people like me regressives, when in reality that's exactly what you are.
Josh, you actually love Devin Tracy, but you love yourself even more, and you...
Nobody can love Devin Tracy more than Devin Tracy loves himself.
Want notoriety and fame.
Again, you're repeating your arguments, and again, I'll repeat the arguments against you. The same argument could be put to you that you're only making this video because you want notoriety, because you want fame, because you're defending Devin Tracy.
So that is why you will not let this shit go. You fucking making excuses for rapists, Josh. You are saying that the majority of rapists have mental issues. You are...
And that's what the stats say. Again, that's a cause, non-believer. It's not an excuse, it's a cause. Josh is just admitting the statistics say that, you know, the cause of some rapists is that they're mentally fucking ill. How is that being an apologist for rapists? Josh still thinks the act of rape is wrong and should be punished. Again, this is something you could have addressed to him in the hangout last night, but you chose not to. You chose not to go to the first one either. No, you're not going to do that. You're just going to sit in front of a camera and just make assertions about things. Fucking poor assertions about people.
You are making excuses and apologizing for fucking rape, man.
No, he's fucking not. How is stating that one of the causes of rapists is mental illness? That's not apologising for rapists. That's just saying, yeah, there's the cause. There's a cause of why some of these people go out and rape people. He still thinks fucking rapists are fucking abhorrent people and should be put behind bars and punished for their crimes. You people are fucking retards. You really are. I can't believe that you fucking function as a human being. You know, I'm surprised you've not got some kind of home assistance where people have to wipe your arse for you and, you know, help you breathe because you forget to fucking breathe. You're that fucking dense.
Grow the fuck up, bro! Fucking move on in life, man. Nobody gives two shits about you little punks.
And yet you're making a 10-minute video about it. We've got Devon Tracy constantly tweeting about the things we say about him, the critical things we say about him. We've got Anthony and Devon who went to the first Trolls on Trial hangout and just trolled around in the chat room and didn't have the balls to go in there and face their detractors. And yet you call Josh a pussy. Josh had the balls to go in and face a panel of 6 and at one point 7 people on his own without any help, and yet you call him a pussy. So you're calling the fact that not going to a hangout as alpha male, and you're calling the fact that somebody goes and faces their detractors pussy in nature. That's how fucking backwards you are.
You didn't win fucking shit. You guys will never be victorious.
Afraid Josh has already been victorious. He proved that Devon backpedaled on his original position. That's just something you're just going to have to deal with. Maybe calm down a little bit. You know, maybe sit on a cushion, cross your legs, and breathe deeply.
You will never be victorious. You fucking just bow down and kiss ass and make excuses. And I will...
Fucking hell. I can't believe this guy is accusing somebody else of kissing ass. I bet if Devon bent over and we had a look, there'd be 2 fucking sucking marks from both you and Anthony K.
I will not tolerate that bullshit in 2016. Get off the fucking internet, you sorry, sad excuse for a fucking man. Get off the fucking internet.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is that fuckwit. Complete assertion, assumption, no facts, no evidence presented that what he was saying was factually true. Basically slandered Josh as a racist. Didn't provide any evidence for Josh being a racist at all in that video. This was just a prime example of somebody in front of the camera and just acting out their butthurt that somebody they like on the internet has been criticised. This is Vindicator, signing off.